I know you heard me on the radio. Flexing, she loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K. I know you heard me on the radio. Flexing, she loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K.
Fury fam, welcome to another episode of Phin-Addict Fury with your host, Larry K. If you haven't already, please take just a second, smash that subscribe button. Please click the like button. Please share this video with your friends. We have come so close. We're in the 900s now. We just got to get to 1,000. We got to get to 1,000 subscribers, and once we do that, a lot of things might change. We got to get the viewership up too, but that's happening. Remember to join me tomorrow night at 8 p.m. for Phin-Addict Fury live on TD Finn's Talks channel. I will be live on there, but I just wanted to sit down and give a little Fury rant, as we call them, even though I'm not usually furious all the time, only sometimes, about this news that's been coming out about this. You can't even get through an offseason with just normal football talk when it comes to the Miami Dolphins, can you? Like, so now the latest is... have you guys seen these reports that the Miami Dolphins were pursuing Sean Payton to be their head coach and were pursuing Tom Brady to be a minority owner in the team? Have you seen this? First, it was Mike Florio, and I got to be honest, Florio was kind of... I'm skeptical of him. I've been skeptical of him because he was the one saying that Ross was pushing so hard for Watson, all season, when it turns out it doesn't seem... Ross is the one, Magoo is the one who put a kibosh on getting Watson. He said no deal because of the lawsuits. And now Ross has doubled, tripled, quadrupled down on Tua Tagovailoa. So you kind of wonder what's Florio talking about. But from what I've seen, the reports have been confirmed by other media outlets that, in fact, yes, the Miami Dolphins were pursuing Sean Payton as head coach, and they wanted Tom Brady. Florio said they wanted Tom Brady to be the quarterback. I'm hearing they wanted Tom Brady to be a minority owner. Now, this tells us a few things. I want to break down, from, power of deduction and deductive reasoning and logical thinking. You can kind of deduce a few things from this news. First thing is this. It seems that if Stephen Ross was pursuing Sean Payton, if Magoo wanted Payton, then it tells you that he's all in, man. All in on Tua. Now, the Tuaneers out there, oh boy, they're going to love that. The Tuaneers, I've seen them, by the way. There was other news the last couple days that Miami wasn't out of the Watson sweepstakes. Again, I just don't believe it. I think if Miami was still pursuing Watson, they would have went a different direction with their coaching. They would have gone a different direction with all this media blitz as far as promoting Tua. I don't see them pursuing Watson, but you never know. But it was funny because yesterday when people were posting about Watson, like in some of the Dolphins groups and whatnot, Tuaneers were so triggered. They were so triggered. They just want to burst out of their shells. I can't take it. How dare you not, how dare you threaten my Tua dream? But it looks like, guys, if they were going to pursue Sean Payton's the coach that has long been rumored to be a guy who might be able to make the most out of Tua, because everybody wants to think or wants to say that Tua is most comparable to a Drew Brees. And obviously we know how well Sean Payton did with Drew Brees. So it looks like if they were pursuing Sean Payton, it seems like they were all in on Tua. And it does seem more and more like this Flores-Tua thing was kind of a choice. Like, you either go with Flores or you go with Tua. And it seems like they went with Tua. And this just further bolsters that theory. That's been my theory for a while. I'm not happy about it, but I've been saying this for a while, that that's what I think was going on. And I think this bolsters and adds evidence to that theory, that yes, they were going after somebody to bolster Tua, and they were all in on Tua. And it also, another thing is, is Magoo and Greer, are they listening to the Big O show or something? Because it's like Big O, everything Big O. Either I think Big O's getting fed information from Greer's camp. That's what I think. So, maybe it's a reliable source, the Big O show. I don't agree with a lot of his opinions or the way he conducts himself sometimes, but he's a good source, I guess, because it seems like Big O is getting stuff from directly from the Dolphins because he was against Flo. He was all about Sean Payton. He's all about Tua. He was all about Greer. It's kind of fishy there. But the second thing you can get from it, the first is Dolphins are all in on Tua. Seems like they're all in on Tua. That's what they want to do. Second thing is, again, Magoo's glitz and glamour. Glitz and glamour. Outside, no substance. Tom Brady as a minority owner. Tom Brady, he's a winner. He's probably a positive influence in any franchise. He's won a Super Bowl with 2 different teams. At the same time, he also wrote, a letter of recommendation to get Jason Taylor into the Hall of Fame on first ballot. But what is Tom Brady going to do as a minority owner? That's like, Gloria Estefan and, Venus Williams or whoever else is a minority. It doesn't mean anything. They don't have a voting share of the team. So that just leads me to more of this glitz and glamour. Like, is this their plan? Again, it seems like they're placating us like little children, like consumers of, Bravo TV. Like, just keep showing us highlights of Tua throwing a ball twice in black and white, and putting up these graphics of Tua swimming with sharks and whatever else, and then make Tom Brady a minority owner and go get Sean Payton. It's just all marketing. That's great in the offseason. It's great for commercials, great for selling merch, which, again, I haven't bought. I'm not buying any new merch till we win a playoff game. I told you that. I'm sticking to it. I've been wearing this polo every video. I wash it, but I've been wearing it because I'm not getting anything new until they do something for me. But all this marketing and all this nonsense they keep doing, now bringing in Tom Brady, is that supposed to make us go, wow, Tom Brady's here now. What a great move. Tua's going to be a rock star because Tom Brady's in an office and half the time he's not even in the building, but he's a minority owner. And Sean Payton might actually make a difference, but we're not getting him. But apparently it was confirmed because apparently from what I read, the Saints declined the Dolphins' request to talk to Payton. And another report said that they don't even know if Payton and Brady even knew that this was the plan. This is just the Dolphins' crazy scheme, like Pinky and the Brain scheme that Greer and Magoo got going on. I don't even know if Payton and Brady even wanted anything to do with it. And then they're saying that the Flores lawsuit is what ended it. The Flores lawsuit put an end to it. I don't even know how that happens, I guess, because the Flores lawsuit turned Payton and Brady off to it. I don't know if they were going to come here anyway, honestly. I think Payton probably just wanted to step away from football. I don't know that had anything to do with the Dolphins, but we'll see. I mean, who knows? All I know is it's a crazy story. It just shows more craziness in the Dolphins. And let me, look, I was excited about the Sam Madison hire. I'm still excited about the Sam Madison hire because it does seem like, despite people saying KC's secondary wasn't that good, it wasn't like the most elite secondary ever. But that's partly the players, right? I can't be a hypocrite. I usually say we give coaches too much credit for the players. Well, it works both ways. When the players are great, the coaches get too much credit. And also when the players aren't great, the coaches get too much blame. They still improved. Their trajectory was up under Sam Madison, the Kansas City Chiefs. And I've always liked Sam Madison, and since he has coaching experience, too, at the NFL level, I'm still excited about it. But somebody else who's prominent in the Dolphins community that most of us know who he is, Color Commentary, who I think is a good commentator. I think he's a great contributor to the community here. Color Commentary 2 weeks ago on my live Phin-Addict Fury show on TD's channel said, well, did you ever think that maybe he's just bringing in Sam Madison because it's a name that fans are supposed to get excited about? Did you ever think that maybe this is just part of this glitz and glamour marketing scheme and more about the marketing than the substance of the coaching staff? And I think he made some sense. And if it was just Sam Madison in a vacuum, and don't get it twisted, I'm still excited about Sam Madison, okay? But if it was just Sam Madison in a vacuum, I might say, well, we don't really know. But if you take Sam Madison, now you add Pat Surtain, now you add Wes Welker, now you wanted to add Tom Brady into the ownership thing, now I'm starting to think that there's maybe more evidence that Magoo is just trying to pull the shade over our eyes, get us excited again with marketing over substance, glitz over reality, glitz outside over inside. And it's a little frightening because it also makes me think, again, I like McDaniel. I think he's an interesting character. I like how he comes across. He seems like a genuine guy. Seems like he actually has a legit philosophy on how to coach. But I thought he was making these hires because he personally thought these people were the best for the job. If Ross was planning to hire Payton and Ross was planning to bring Tom Brady in, how do we know that this thing where they're bringing in all these former players that we're supposed to get excited about wasn't already predetermined? Just like keeping the defensive staff and Boyer, or most of them anyway. How do we know for sure that Ross and Greer didn't tell McDaniel he's got to hire these guys because it was the plan all along to try to get fans excited? I'm not saying that's true, but there's more evidence now that that's possible. So you have to be a little bit skeptical, don't you, with this recent news? And it also tells us the third thing, the last thing. So just to reiterate. First thing is, it seems like the Dolphins are all in on Tua. And they have been for a while. They made that decision, I guess, after the Watson trade didn't happen. Second, and that's my theory too. Remember, I said it seemed like Greer and Flores were all in on Watson, but once Ross put the kibosh on it for optic reasons, Greer shifted and told Ross what he wanted to hear to save his own job, get rid of Flo. And I think there was a pivot towards Tua right after the Watson thing fell through. So first thing it tells you is that they're all in on Tua. Second thing it tells you is that there's a lot of glitz and glamour around Magoo still, and that this Brady thing may have something to do with this marketing ploy that he's giving everybody in addition to the Sam Madison, Surtain, Welker situation. The third thing that I think it could tell you here is that, and I think we all know now, is that McDaniel, whether we like him or not, and just because this is true doesn't mean he can't wind up being a good coach. It shows you that McDaniel was definitely not the first choice, if Payton was. And I don't even know if he was the second because they went through other interviews. I'm sure they tried to talk to Harbaugh. I'm sure things like that happened. So he's not the first choice. So I'm not here to just be some doom and gloom guy. And you guys who have followed me for a while, Fury fan members, you know throughout the season, if you followed me, that I'm not all doom and gloom. After the season was over, I kind of celebrated. Some people said stop celebrating and even make the playoffs. I mean, I'm not all negative. I want to be encouraging, and I told you my impression on McDaniel. It's a good one. I still feel good about McDaniel. So I'm not here to just be doom and gloom and put a damper on fans every time you see a Phin-Addict Fury video pop up. You don't have to be like, oh, geez, here he is. He's going to make my life miserable. No. I want to be positive, but again, this is the home of objective reality fans. Even when you watch my show on TDs, now that I've had panels come on, you see the way we talk is very direct. It's very measured. It's one at a time. It's very emotions under control. Logic takes the day. So I'm here to insert logic. So when there's a big news story like the one that happened this week, I'm going to make a video and be logical about it. And if it means that I'm calling some things about Miami into question, if it means that I'm taking them to task for trying to pull the wool over our eyes as fans, I'm sorry. But at least you can come here for some reality. And, it's not always going to be rosy. So at least when I am rosy and I am happy, that it's legitimate. I'm not just somebody who is rah-rah all the time. At least you know that. And there will be a day, guys, when it is rosy. And I will say that. And I've done it in the past. But I had to report on this, and I had to discuss this because it seems like they're trying to pull the wool over our eyes. And as a lifetime Dolphin, and as your host, the Phin-Addict Fury, I will not allow that to happen to any of us, and I'm going to sound off. That's just what I'm going to do. And if people don't like it, that's that. If Magoo doesn't like it, tough for him. Other news is the Dolphins could franchise tag Gesicki, and the other news is that Aaron Rodgers may be in play with the trade, but I think that's all speculation. As far as Gesicki, people are saying the blocking scheme might allow for Mike to stay on the team. I would love it. I love Mike. I think he's a great playmaker. I think he believes in the Dolphins as a franchise, as a logo, as a team, as a history. I think he brings a ton of energy and personality to the team. I think he'd be a great asset to McDaniel. I think he'd mesh well with the whole personality we kind of have in the coaching staff and the locker room now. But I'm still skeptical that they bring Gesicki back with the salary cap issues, with the his limited skill set, and that he's more of a receiver than an inline blocking tight end. I'm just not sure they bring him back, but that's a speculation. I hope it's true. As to the Rodgers thing, look, the Dolphins are not going to they're not going to say, no, we're not talking about Rodgers. They're going to look into it. if there's a possibility Rodgers would come to Miami, they are going to explore it. Trust me, they are. But I still am skeptical that it happens. I think the Dolphins really, really want, for some reason, they really want to continue to go all in on Tua for now. And so it's going to take a really good deal and a good situation to get them to move off to a Rodgers. They will, if the opportunity presents itself. I'm just still skeptical that they're going to get the right deal or that Rodgers himself is going to want to come to Miami. So that news, take with a grain of salt. Anyway, guys, please smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. If this is your first time watching and you enjoyed it or you just like Dolphins content, please consider subscribing. If you are a long-time watcher but you still haven't subscribed, just smash the subscribe button and you'll be reminded of the content, and it helps the community and it helps me produce more videos and more content for you. And please smash the like button and share the video. Remember to join me tomorrow night. That's Wednesday, tomorrow night, March 2nd, on TD Finn's Talks channel at 8 p.m. for a live Phin-Addict Fury show with your host, Larry K. We'll have a panel as usual. It's just guys who hop on, and we have a really good, measured, orderly conversation, which brings a lot of insight to the Miami Dolphins and the issues that we're facing as a fan base. As always, guys, I hope you enjoy your week. Hope everything's well, and I'll see you very soon. Larry K.
I know you heard me on the radio flexing. She loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K. I know you heard me